Yeah, we're live. All right, we're live. This is gonna be a good stream here, Ellie. I'll set things up here in a
Yeah,
second.
hold on 1 second. I gotta send.
Um, Jen's amazing. Uh,
Hold on.
yeah.
Okay, I just got the live notification.
Okay, good. Come on,
So
pause.
I don't know if we have anybody. So hold on.
Nope,
Let's wait
nobody
to see.
yet. I don't. Oh, Matthew's in here. Jen does
Matthew's
rock.
in. I just sent it to Jen too. Hold on a second. Let me open up my StreamYards my YouTube at the same time.
Oh, look who we
Hello,
have.
Matthew. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Keeper, good morning. Wonderful to see you.
What's up, Jen?
Sunday fun day.
Jenn Wow is in the house. Just waiting for a few more people.
Yep. This is Jen. You're pretty awesome. Good morning, transparency time. Good morning for another
Transparency time. Oops, let me close out some of these. Jen, do you have
keeper.
YouTube open?
No, I don't.
No? Okay. Just sounded like an echo for a
It's
second.
probably because I'm driving. I'm almost home right now.
Oh,
You're
she's
almost home.
almost home.
Okay.
All right, it's all good.
Can't
This
get the
stream will
window
be.
open to the dog. The dog
This,
wanted bacon. What can I say?
That's what I was trying to say. Let him have a little snack. A little snack.
They weren't even afraid to walk up to him though.
So, welcome everybody. I wanted MLH to go live because I wanted to speak about something that I think is extremely important on something that just happened. Everybody that's in chat that I can see knows that SGV was just arrested for obstruction.
yeah.
But what I thought was extremely phenomenal was that Jen was watching the stream, saw what was happening. Now, everybody who knows Jen knows that she doesn't actively go out and try to, increase her channel or to put her channel link out there. She's used to putting everybody else's, not hers. But she saw what happened and it was close to her. So she instantly got up, grabbed her phone, grabbed her dog, and went and recorded. That is exactly what makes change. Not just going out and doing audits and everything and recording all the time, but just your everyday life going on. And then you see something that happens that isn't right, and you speak up and you say something. And Jen is phenomenal. And listen, I said this to MLH before this live and to Jen. I am strictly man as far as my preference of sex, strictly dickly, as they say. But Jen, I'm in love with what you did.
Yeah.
Because you did not have to do that. And you did. You went out of your way to go and explain to some gentleman who was there thinking they did something wrong. And you set them straight that it was a camera. Just a camera. Just a camera. That's it. Just a camera.
Yeah. Apparently, Jeff is
That
grabbing.
is what makes the change.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
thank you.
it
It
was.
was a mile away from me. SGV's done me. I mean, like he's.
But here's
I'm
the thing, you didn't have to do that, and you did.
Yeah.
You did. You just got up and decided, I'm going to grab my keys, my dog, my phone, and I'm
I had to
going
get dressed too.
and get
Canada,
dressed
welcome.
on a Sunday morning when you had other things that you could be doing. But what did you do? You got involved. You went and said that this is wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
thinking this obstruction thing, which is bogus
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it has to be a physical act. I'm thinking there should be a class action lawsuit. And I was telling this to
I think
KDOT.
it's because they didn't break character. I think.
But see, if you're going to sell a product that records, and that product seems to be illegal, then I think we should sue every Apple, every Android phone, every camera that's filming, like if it's a Canon or Kodak or whatever the brand names out there, Samsung. Let's file class action lawsuit if you're going to get me arrested.
Yeah.
You can't provide the equipment and be okay with it. This is ridiculous. Yes, at least Jen did remember to get dressed to keep her.
Okay, for those just joining, we're talking about the amazing Jenn Wow, who we're talking with right now. Okay, for those who don't know, SGV and Pedro Libre audits, who people seem to think that I look exactly like him. I don't see the resemblance, but are pretty big auditors, right? But it takes people like I'm surprised they didn't shoot your dog, Jen, to be honest with you, because that's cops for you. But Jen got in her car. She knew that STV was being arrested, or and PLA were being arrested. She got in her car, went and filmed. Now, SGV always gets a hard time when he's out and about. I don't agree with every single tactic that SGV uses when he's out and about. But today he was arrested for absolutely no reason. And Jen actually got the truth out from these officers. They were being arrested for obstruction, which I mean, if you were watching SGVs, I didn't see any obstruction at all. Obstruction is purely physical, right? So what were they obstructing? The cops' egos? I really don't understand it. Canada says SGV only gets grief for the taser. Yeah, but it's legal to carry. I don't understand what I mean, he wasn't brandishing it. He wasn't, getting I see that a lot too.
But what about Jen educating that man when Jen's like, well, what happened? And he's thinking that SGV committed some big crime. And Jen had to set him straight with, a camera. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine a camera? Jen, you were phenomenal. Yeah. Phenomenal with him.
Yeah.
I was kind of being a smart ass is all I was being.
No, but
yeah, but
hey, Kip, good to see you, honey.
That's you did it like being sarcastic, but you were definitely educating. Hey, yeah. I mean, it's just a camera.
And you made him think. And he kept saying, well, I don't know. And he's like, well, maybe, it was just the camera. Yeah, maybe it's just a camera. Do you know that you guys are breaking the law every time you go and buy a phone that has a camera in it? Yeah. When is this going to stop?
I know.
Apple and Android phones.
I know. Those dastardly criminals over at Apple and Android, man, they're,
Teresa, good morning, beautiful.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We're
Jen was doing it with humor, and it was hysterical. And even her dog Doc wanted to get in it. He just wanted a little nip of bacon, just a little
nip. I didn't see all of this. I was late to the party. So I had to real quickly look at. I mean, but purely SGV did nothing wrong. PLA did nothing wrong, and they decided to put him in handcuffs and put him in a car and take him to the station for obstruction.
And listen, I'm not a huge religious person. I'm not.
You see a lady in the stroller with the dog with the stroller?
Yeah,
she was giving him shit. I guess that's her neighbor. The neighbor is at the church who called the cops, so she was giving him shit about it.
Wow.
Look at all those cops for that camera.
1, 2, 3, and I saw another one. There were 4 units there at least for a camera, guys. This is ridiculous.
And listen, I think everybody should be allowed. I'm not a big religious person, But everybody should be allowed to practice whatever faith that they want. It's what makes us individuals. There's, no religion over another. If you want to practice a religion, that's up to you. So I don't necessarily agree with going out and doing this with churches on Sundays. It's just my viewpoint. However, it doesn't make it illegal to do. You want to record? Go record. I don't care. Maybe he'll find God. Instead of letting them be welcomed and be part of it, you make it criminal. Well, what if the tables turned and you did that with religion?
Yeah.
Because that used to be.
Look, it's funny, like okay. I don't have a problem with what SGV is doing here because he's always on a public sidewalk. He's never, you know, um, I mean, is it bothersome? I guess. I mean, people that going to church to and fro don't necessarily want to be on camera, but this is part of life, right? I mean, okay, I say this all the time too. Back in the day when cameras were first coming out, those big tank cameras that people would carry around to
Hey, I remember when
video.
they came out.
I do too, Ellie. But I also remember everybody saying, "Hey, mom," and they were so excited to be on
Yeah, they used to be
camera.
called camcorders back in the day.
Camcorders, yes,
Big old heavy things.
big ones, like with big VHS tapes and stuff like that. Some people had beta camcorders, and some people had like 35 millimeter camcorders, whatever. But I, I mean, people loved it, and now, since I don't know what it is, since cameras are included with phones now, people freak the fuck out.
That's
You
what
know
we
what?
need to stop. We need
We
to
do
stop
need to
this.
stop
This
that.
illegal selling of camera apps and phones. What is wrong with these people, these technology companies?
I know, it's just so
But it's
crazy.
funny how in church right now, they are singing to God,
Right.
praying to God, and being a hypocrite
Yeah.
when they say, ye not judge, the first person to cast a stone in glass houses, and all about forgiveness. I hope they're praying for forgiveness for themselves.
Mhm. Yeah. Kip, got your email requested through the link form you sent. I got the details of what I needed. Thank you. Yay, you're welcome, Kip. I wanted to help you out with that, bud. I mean, I knew you were going through some stuff there, so anything I could do to help, Kip. I hope
Trinity Charles, welcome.
got everything.
Let's
Trinity,
go.
welcome.
Thanks for being here.
Let's go. Everybody else that I missed, I know I missed a couple of people.
It's about freedom, and it's about standing up and doing something. And it doesn't have to be going out and doing audits. Jen is not a First Amendment auditor. She's
No.
not. You
No.
won't see those things on her channel. You're going to see fuzzy cats, rescuing. I mean, just the great humanity person that she is. But
Dragonette,
it is
welcome.
making a difference of what she just did that every one of us could do. You don't have to go out and do audits. But when you see something like this, get involved.
Yeah, I agree. If you
Make
see,
a difference.
I'm going to use the cops' own
Hey, Canada's watching Dragonette.
I'm going to use the cops' own logic against them. If you see something, film something. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm not into this whole call the cops for everything that people are into. Like, if I have
King
to avoid it,
Solomon.
I'll avoid it at every turn.
Well, and
It's
that's exactly it. I mean, they said, see something, say something.
right,
But then when you say something, they don't believe. And it
right,
becomes he said, she said. So,
yeah,
what better way than to do exactly what Jen did and show the truth?
yeah.
Show that you have all those police officers for a big bad camera.
Yeah. Yeah, because this actually makes the cops look bad, right? Now look how far back Jen was too. I mean, for all aspiring, I guess, cop watchers. I don't know if that's a thing, but Jen was at the absolute right distance. I mean, she's far enough away where they can't accuse her of obstructing or any other unlawful activity, and trust me, they hate cameras. I'm really surprised that they didn't really get up in you
But
guys'
funny how they have them.
yes,
It's okay for them to use when it helps them.
yeah,
But if it hurts them, all of a sudden that body worn cam disappears, or there's a malfunction, or
mm.
they get to hit the mute button or the off button so you can't see it. So it's when it's convenient for them.
Now look, the other guy with Jen, I don't know who that guy is. Jen, who was with you? Do you know?
Jeff M.
Okay,
Jeff M.
now Jeff M and Jen Wow didn't get arrested, and they did exactly the same thing as SGV and PLA. I wonder what's going on there. Like, why weren't you guys arrested? Maybe it's because you did nothing wrong. Jeff's a supporter. Kip says. Um,
Yeah.
And Matthew King posted the number for the West Valley Detention Center, which is 909-708-8371,
right.
just in case anybody was interested to find out any more information
Yeah, right.
about this obstruction.
We would never tell anybody to call that
No,
number.
but I
Um,
also don't want anybody to take our word for anything. If you have questions, you should call
yeah.
and ask those questions,
Well,
because listen,
yeah.
I can't tell you what was going through their mind, so don't take, like I said, my word for it. But I think Jen is phenomenal for doing what she did, and I think everybody puts more precedence on the bigger channels and the SJVs and the PPLs on doing the things that they do. But here is a citizen that doesn't have this big giant channel that I think made just as much, if not more, of an impact,
Yep.
because there's nothing to gain by her doing it except that she stood up for what she saw
Yeah.
was wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that is important.
Keeper says for spouting of gibberish at churches. Yes, that's exactly what
Well,
they were.
no, Keeper, no. He wasn't actually at the church, technically. He was on the public sidewalk,
Yeah.
not on private property, not on church property. He didn't forget to give his tidings. He maybe he doesn't have any means to be able to contribute today, but he was just educating. What a shame.
Yeah. Cops were upset that they didn't come to them when they asked. Well, last I checked, I mean, we weren't their servants. We don't have to. I mean, unless they were giving a lawful order. I mean, what would they give that lawful order for, though?
Well, no. But obstruction of what? The cops
Yeah.
were there for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, again, another thing that I do disagree. I think more auditors, when situations like this happen, need to practice keeping their mouth
Mouth
quiet
shut. Yeah.
and just let what happens.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Jen would have been arrested, there would have been some serious issues going on here.
Yeah.
But I don't think SGV should have been arrested. Maybe he wants to let people know his view. Maybe he wants to have his own religion or his own faith. What is wrong with that? You can't have two different beliefs and religion within so many blocks of each other. Again, it's not my cup of tea what he does. But at the end of the day, even though I don't share the same opinion,
right,
I don't take his right away from doing so.
Well, that's the whole issue, Ellie. Like, look, I know what SGV does. He goes to churches. He pretends to be, I don't know, of a Arabic background, and that's what upsets people, and that's what needs to change. I mean, being a Muslim in this country is every bit as valid as being a Christian.
Now,
Right?
I didn't hear what he said, Keeper. Keeper saying he spewed verbal insults at the churches in gibberish. But how do you, who gets to decide whether what he spoke was insults versus his opinion? Just because you don't agree, and people, and I don't mean you personally, but I mean people in general, you get your fifis hurt, because you don't agree with somebody, and then all of a sudden, they should be arrested. Come on. What is this world coming to, that if you disagree?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you should be allowed to voice your opinion. It is the First Amendment, for goodness sakes.
Yep. Mick T, welcome to chat. Lou,
Lou, good morning.
good morning. Welcome
Happy
on in.
Sunday.
We're discussing Jen's amazing prowess in getting over to where SGV was being arrested for apparently obstructing, which is that's a secondary charge. Last I remember, I wonder what
Well, they'll think
the
of something. They'll probably say that his, octone level of speaking was too high.
yeah,
Or they'll come up with something because it does need to be a secondary charge. So
yeah,
I'm sure there will be another added, and they couldn't think of it. But here's the thing: they already stated what his reason was.
yeah,
Obstruction. They already stated
obstruction.
that.
Yeah,
So anything else isn't going to count. So I mean, really, what they did on the Lord's Day was open up a opportunity for the government to waste taxpayers' money on a lawsuit that they are going to lose. That's
yeah.
what they did.
Well,
So
they'll
thank you, church, for helping to take money away from the people in that city
right,
that are now going to have to pay SJV
right.
money for
And
that illegal arrest.
trust me, he is going to go for a lawsuit for this one, no doubt. And he
Welcome,
should.
moms. Great to see you. It's been a long time.
Moms, welcome. ATL, welcome.
ATL.
ATL says if a cop doesn't like your skin color, they call it disorderly. That's true. You know, they love to get you for anything and everything. Right now, we're taking a live look in at STV's channel. I think that Jeff actually has his equipment, and
Yes.
he went down to the detention center, and that's what we're looking at now. So if you're new, that's what we're discussing. The unlawful illegal detention slash arrest of SGV and PLA. They were arrested for the crime of not listening to the cops because they were, I don't know, apparently obstructing.
Peeper said at the 1 hour, 4 minute mark, 2 marked units left code 3.
1 hour.
That was for a guy that they thought was involved because he made a U-turn. They pulled him
Mom
over.
said that I'm here because I want Jenn Wow to show me how good vibes. That's awesome.
1 hour for okay.
I mean,
Let's
I don't understand why people get to decide what forum you get to voice your opinion. I mean, there are plenty of people who don't believe in God or who do believe in God, but believe in God in a different way. Some faith believes that Jesus has come and was risen from the dead. Some think that he hasn't come. What better way to discuss your different opinion or point of view than on a Sunday?
right in front of a church. Even better.
I don't get why there has to be an arrest. I mean, look at all these officers for this vicious. Look at the guns out. Look, he's going backwards like somebody's going to shoot him. Are you serious?
That's crazy. He has a camera and they got their hands on their guns like they're gonna shoot. I mean, that's just insane. That's crazy.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, look at this. They got the whole street blocked off because of a camera. And you know what? Mostly it's because it's SGV, right? I mean, KDOT and I deal with this shit in Aurora and Denver all the time. If they know who you are, they give you a hard time. It's like when KDOT went to. I mean, you saw all that, or you heard all of that, right, Ellie? When KDOT went in to ask for a complaint form because he almost got ran over from one of these assholes. I mean,
yes,
he went in and the initial person was like, well, you know, hemming and hawing. It's like, just give him the fucking form. And then he brings out a sergeant who complicates things even more. You know, it's like simple things like that. I mean, look at this. They're hiding behind their doors like they're going to get shot by a camera. It's absolutely ridiculous. Look at how stupid they look.
And I would think, Lou, a code 3 is like somebody's being murdered. I mean, if you're running lights and sirens in code 3, you got to get there to help save somebody's life from this vicious camera, which is exactly why there needs to be a class action lawsuit. Everybody needs to be saved from these cameras. They're vicious. Take down the red light cameras because they're dangerous. God knows you see that sign that can cause accidents, but yet they're still up. So let's take them down. Let's take the ones down in the police station because, hey, people got rights, right? Privacy. Take them down.
Right. We're very close to getting those fucking signs taken down in Denver too. The no photography bullshit
And who
signs.
invented this stupid, speed is monitored by aircraft? Are you serious? You got nothing better to do than to waste taxpayers' money in a helicopter going around checking people's speed?
Nobody
or
believes
even
that.
or even the cost of making those signs, because I never voted for that crap. So who came up with that idea?
I've seen those signs before, Ellie, and
they're ridiculous.
They are ridiculous, and it's so stupid. Like there's no helicopter or airplane, going around like looking for people's.
Yeah, I think in LA there probably is.
I don't even think in LA. I think
we have them here in Pennsylvania. I've yet to see it, but you know what? With gas prices the way they are, I got a serious problem with my government wasting money with that crap.
Right. Well, I got a problem with them wasting money on $100,000 officer sitting there taking photo radar of people. Like radar.
Howard County, welcome.
Howard, welcome. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I'm gonna fast forward this video to get us caught up here, all the way. Let's see what's going on. Oh yeah, we got a lovely view.
I think they ended it. Somebody said they ended it.
Oh, did they end it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I wish they wouldn't have. That'd have been nice to. But let's go back to Jenn's channel. Why not? Yeah. So, I mean,
Riverside is live though.
Oh, Riverside's live. Let's go to Riverside. Yeah. Let's take a look at what's going on there. I'm not saying anybody call there, and figure out what's going on. I'm not saying it's your right to know, at all. But kind of is your right to know. So, let's just peek in here to Riverside after the commercial, of course, because YouTube's got to have their piece of the pie. What's going on here? Let's make sure.
Now I don't know why did it ended, because I mean they had enough battery packs. We had all the equipment, all his wallet, his keys, his everything.
I wouldn't have ended it. I'd have kept it going.
Well, Rivers, maybe just go to Riverside. That's why.
Rivers, for some reason, it's not. I don't know what's going on.
Rivers cutting the stream to get more views. Sick. So somebody just said.
There we go. Okay.
But could you imagine if we could just get 5 or 10 people, whenever you see something like this happen, just to record? That's it.
Yeah.
Don't say a word. Just record. I mean, to watch that cop with that long rifle walking backwards as if he's in some hood and there's a shootout or something. Like, really? You're in front of a church.
Yeah.
For goodness sake.
Yeah. I mean, they acted like, I mean, you guys saw the footage. They acted like it was the worst thing in the world. They shut down the whole street. Like what? I'd like to hear the 911 call that was put in for that. Oh, we've got a couple of guys out here that are yelling, and they got a camera. What are they gonna say? I mean, they're gonna. Oh, he's got a weapon. Maybe they always say that because he does have that taser.
And was their volume any louder than the traffic that goes by?
I know, right?
Because I'm sure you couldn't understand what he was even saying if you were driving by, which is what is ridiculous. But they interrupted the Sunday hymn, and maybe people were a little distracted and couldn't reach deep down into their pockets to praise Jesus.
I know.
Praise the Lord and donate today.
Donate. King Solomon, welcome. I don't think I said hey to you. Welcome.
Hey, Shane Canadian. Good morning.
Shane Canadian, welcome. Nice to see you.
No,
they
they
not?
can carry a taser. Taser is legal there.
Absolutely legal. 100% legal. I think Riverside just cut his stream. I don't know why.
I'd like you to go back to Jen's if you could.
Yeah, let's do
And I want to go to the beginning part where she was help educating that poor soul who thought that, there must have been a bank robbery because, this is some serious stuff. And I guess one would just coming into it think something like that with all of these cops.
How
But
far
Jen
in?
sets them straight
How
right in the
far in?
beginning.
Okay, let's listen.
Take the next left, then turn right.
Oh, you can speed it up a little past this.
I'm gonna do the 1.5. Where do I do that? Here we go.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Butterfield Avenue.
Setting.
Hold on, Doc.
Playback.
Yeah, let's just speed past that.
We're
Just
going.
move it up a little bit, please.
We're going.
Your destination is on the right.
Hold on. I'm taking the dog for a walk. So
There we go. No,
Right.
Listen to this. Jen helps
let me get in the
educate.
speed so I can see.
All right, let me get back to regular speed.
Uh,
There we go.
on scene
Now,
of SGV and
PLA.
SGV and PLA, I believe.
Yeah. So, Jen, what are you hesitating to cross the street here because?
Just because I didn't know.
Okay,
yeah.
you didn't know what was going on. Okay.
No, I didn't know if I could cross or not because
Oh,
I
yes.
mean they were still active cop. Well, there was cops still pulling up and shit.
Yeah.
We don't want that jaywalking ticket. That
Yeah.
J
No,
for
that's not
Jesus. That J for Jesus on a Sunday.
Right. Okay.
God knows that would be like making the sign of the cross. Can't have that.
Right.
Actually, I mean, and I mean, I didn't know to go across the street. And then when I realized that somebody was already across the street, that's when I went across the street.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just wondering, Jen. It was not a criticism. The only criticism I have of this video is
I know, not long ways.
Yeah.
SUVs, somebody go on SUVs and let them know. They're in the back of the car right now, and we're outside. It was like a mile away from my house. I had to go and record. This guy's over here lying. I should have turned it the other way. I know. Should be in the other way, but well.
To you in chat, Jen.
Let them go. This guy's over here. They actually go listen to what they're saying, huh? Let's go take the dog for a walk. We do have a full battery, so come here, Doc. I have the dog.
Yeah, I'm terrified for dogs in the presence of cops. I really am. I was so nervous for your dog, Jen.
Come here, Doc. You know what's going on?
Yeah, they have to look over that corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
They took two of them.
So the guys with the camera they took? The guys with the camera they took, huh?
Yeah, it looked like they had a camera, but I was sitting there for a while, and I looked over here, a camera with one of those with a pole.
And they're just recording, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, they recorded them when they just had a camera. Imagine that.
It looked like it was a camera.
Yeah.
Because they were sitting there for a while, then
I love it. Imagine that. They're recording with a camera. Imagine that.
And listen to the guy. Well, they were standing there for a while. Oh my goodness! Thank goodness they called the police. Somebody was standing in a place for a while.
I know. How dare they?
What about those people standing inside that building for a while? Something must be wrong in there.
Well, that's private property. You can't, I mean.
But to have all those people standing there, they're just standing.
I don't know.
Yeah, imagine that. They're free with a camera.
Yeah, maybe that's all they did.
That's all they had is a camera. I watched it.
Yeah.
I was at home and I watched it, and they had a camera. That's it.
Oh, you can see from home?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, they had. That's what it
That's
was.
all it was. You know.
He's like, but they had a camera.
He was so.
Lady, do you understand? They had a camera and they were standing there
This
for a
is-
while with a camera.
This is what's weird about society today, right? In the United States, guys, like we're trying to figure out reasons why these guys were in the wrong, and Jen is sitting there telling him they had a camera. That's it. And he's trying so hard to find a reason why, to justify, like they were definitely in the wrong, like that. He's trying so hard to pull that, that unseen knowledge from his brain. He's like he can't quite do it though, because there is nothing going on. Jen just told him, I watched from my house. They did nothing wrong. They had a camera.
And that's when he's like, oh, you were watching from home? Oh,
Yeah.
well, then he'll say, yeah, maybe they just had a camera. Oh,
See,
maybe. But he automatically assumed that the cops must have been doing something right because they were standing there. They must have been staking out that church. They were trying to find out about Jesus and maybe a different point of view and lock him up.
This is why we have more bootlickers than we have people like us out here. You know what I mean? It's because we try to justify a reason why these cops were in the right and SGV and PLA were in the wrong, right?
But how come that gentleman in the wheelchair must have been sitting there for a while?
Yeah.
How come he didn't get arrested for sitting there for a while?
Well, he didn't have a camera. That's the easy
Oh,
answer.
so he wasn't obstructing.
He wasn't obstructing because he didn't have
Obstruction
the camera.
comes in with the camera.
Right.
Again, why I say that Apple and Android must be sued for this.
I'm telling you. All right, let's continue on here.
I hope it's not a gun.
No guns, no weapons.
See, there he goes. He must have had a gun. I hope he didn't have a gun.
He went straight from what Jen told him. All they had was a camera. She specifically told him, but in his mind, he's justifying this stop because they must have had a gun. They must have had a gun, right? Now, I mean, heaven forbid, SGV has a taser on his side, which looks completely different than a gun. Which here's a little bit of advice: don't carry anything when you're out there. All right, I know SGV is used to carrying around that taser of his. I don't understand why he does. I mean, he doesn't need to. I mean, I think this gets him in way more trouble than what's necessary. But I mean, it's not illegal. So,
but then at what age do you say stop carrying that? What if it was a kid carrying a little water pistol? Is that not okay? Or is it just not okay on a Sunday? Or not so close to a church? Or not if you're standing for an extended period of time? Or not if you have a disagreement with somebody else's faith and you want to just have a discussion about it? I mean, people take it as insult. But again, whether I agree or not agree, I don't think it's meant as an insult. It's meant as, he wants to share his viewpoint. And what's wrong with that?
Yeah. No, I look, I'm a Second Amendment guy. I've mentioned this before. I believe in the Second Amendment. Welcome, Little Ridge Farm. Nice to have you in here. John Denicola, welcome. What's Truth? Welcome. Nice to have you in here. We're discussing what happened to SGV and also what Jen did, which is extraordinary. But my whole point on this is not to say that people shouldn't carry around tasers, or I just think that it's abstract. Welcome. I just think it's I know why SGV carries it, because it does get him attention, right? When people see SGV, this big burly bearded guy, what race is he? I mean, you sometimes he blurs the line between being Hispanic and Middle Eastern, and he's making a really good point here. You can't the point is you can't judge books by its cover, right? And when he has that taser on his side, I think the reason that I wouldn't carry the taser in his instance where he's at is because he's in LA and those cops are fucking crazy. I mean, all cops are pretty much
Okay,
crazy.
so should a woman then not be able to carry it for safety? At what point do we say that you can and not carry something? Whether it's for attention, whether it is because, hey, there could be some mad person, he still has the legal right to
I
do so.
agree. I agree, but I'm talking purely from a safety perspective, Ellie. Like these guys are look how overzealous they were here. They arrested him for what? For obstruction, which is a secondary charge. All right. What I'm saying is, what if they pulled out guns and shot him because they thought he was carrying a gun? And they've done that before. So
Which is
my whole
exactly why he needs to have a camera, because
Yep,
then they would say, if there was no camera, that he pointed it at somebody.
right.
It would have
Right.
been a totally different conversation if he didn't have that.
Yeah, John makes a good point here. He says he may want to consider a yellow taser instead of the black taser that he uses. Yeah, because they could use that
It did
excuse.
have it did have a colored tip though.
Okay. Well, look, there's nothing illegal, you know.
I did see a colored tip because they had showed it to the other officer. The other officer, okayed it.
Yeah, Lou says apparently that church's Yelp page is getting hammered. I mean, those are the consequences of your action. When you look, we've had it before, right? Where we've been hassled by security guards like KDOT and I, and people see this and they call in. They're like, "What the hell?" I remember. Do you guys remember that jerk security guard when I was handing out food in Lakewood, who didn't want me to hand out food in Lakewood and said he was gonna call the cops on me for handing out food? Which, by the way, I looked at the laws on it. I can hand out food. He was full of shit, and the cops are full of shit. You can hand out food, especially food that's store bought food. You can hand that out all day. Ghost Eagle, welcome. Nice to have you here. Really appreciate it. Um, I mean, this is. Yeah, I'm just talking from purely a safety perspective for SGV. I mean, it, w- I know what he's doing is legal, and I know that he's fighting for everybody else's right to carry around a stun gun, which you should be able to. Um, but I just think for his safety, I think like what John was saying, a yellow one might be a better idea, just because they are trigger happy, and at night, you don't think they would use that excuse against it,
And if they're so
SGV?
dangerous, then why do the police carry them? Why is
Yeah, I
it good
agree.
for thee, but not for me?
Well, because that's the way it is. You know, that's just the way that it is.
And the manufacturers who created it, again, another class action lawsuit. We could be rich here.
I know.
No guns, no tasers, no
Yeah,
handcuffs,
I know.
no rifles, none of it. Get rid of it all.
I know.
Nobody can have it.
I
If
know.
I can't have it, what makes anybody else so special that they can have it?
Have a great day, Matthew. Thanks for stopping by, man. Really appreciate it.
Love you, Matthew.
To layman, the black taser may appear to be a gun. See, that's what I
Prayers
mean.
for your friends you're picking up.
Yeah, John, the cops will use that as an excuse. Is all I'm saying. Like I don't mind him doing it. I just worry that they will at some point, just decide, fuck them, and they're getting close with SGV. I mean, they hate him. I mean, that whole all of LA knows about SGV, right? And I'm just saying, like, I probably wouldn't.
And let's be honest, this is not the first time they've done this to SGV. So they absolutely already knew that was just a taser.
Absolutely.
They knew. They absolutely knew.
100%. Let's continue with a little more of Jen's video here.
Yeah, suspicious with a camera though. Imagine
Suspicious with a camera. Okay, so now he's going to the suspicion. This is, you know what? This is really odd to me. I want to talk about this for a second. Suspicion. They use that a lot, right? Suspicion. What's suspicious about walking around in the daytime and talking or yelling or whatever? What
Well,
exactly
the suspicion would be, who is your carrier? Is it T-Mobile? Is it Verizon? Are
It's
you
an
being
Apple.
overcharged? In just 10 seconds, you can get a lower rate.
Right. Free, you know.
that.
Yeah. So So that's all. it
They
was.
need to let him go.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, he
Yeah, you
has
have
no
no
idea.
idea, but you assumed he probably had a gun.
Right. And it's kind of funny. Jen's sitting there with a camera and they're not saying anything to her. I wonder why.
You know what? That's probably it right there.
Yeah, suspicious with a camera.
Suspicious with a camera. And Jen keeps hammering it home. I love it.
Yep, that's what it was.
Look, he even admitted that's what it was. Suspicious
Yep.
with a camera.
So she helped educate him, which is
Yeah.
why I think it was phenomenal what she did.
I mean, I just can't get over the fact that this guy was trying to manufacture something in his mind, like, oh, he probably had a gun or he was suspicious, I
Well,
mean,
Noel says, I have a reasonable suspicion that you are suspicious.
yeah, I know.
And
I mean,
that's it.
that's
all
pretty
you
much
need.
it. That's the whole thing right there, Noel.
Because then when
Um,
they say that, a reasonable person would suspect, they don't mean a reasonable person of public. They
Yeah.
mean a reasonable person with the badge.
Yeah.
And since they all like to pull out their guns.
Did I say hi to Teresa? I don't think I said hi, Teresa. Welcome. John says, always they will remember the security guard Eduardo Gardino murdered by LA sheriff because he was used for the officer to get into that gang. There's a huge problem with the LA sheriffs. Huge problem. It's an actual gang. I mean, they're all an actual gang, in my opinion. But you know, it's been proven that the LA sheriffs have a huge issue with that, and it was kind of funny. The former head of those sheriffs, that sheriff's department in LA, was talking all kinds of mad shit. Oh, we don't do that. We don't do that. And then, like, literally, like a month later, resigned because more of that. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, LA is fucking nuts. I think the worst department in the United States has to be what DirectD is dealing with down in what you call it, Mesa, Arizona, and then I think it's Denver, and then I think it's LA sheriffs, and then I think it's LAPD. I think more and more people are getting their cameras out, and that's the whole point. Let's listen to some more of Jen's video here.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Come here, Doc.
I like how Jen is like, yeah, she's like, this guy's talking all kinds of gibberish, and she's just like, yeah.
Well, I seen him talking to the guys when I pulled up.
Yes, I don't like cameras,
Yeah.
He was across the street when I pulled up. That's the only reason why I was like kind of like that with him.
No. I don't blame you, Jen. I probably would have been here too because they're fucking whack. I mean, look, I always tell people a good rule of thumb if you're just starting out, and you want to make a good video. I've told this several times before. Stay back this far, even. I mean, you can zoom in with your lens. You can see, what's going on until you become a little more comfortable and the laws in your area. The best thing to do is stay back like this. It's not a problem, Jen. I don't have any.
Well, I have a problem with what you just said. Not that you said it, but the fact that that was a true statement.
What's that?
You said until you get familiar with the crimes,
Yes.
and the law in your area.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the law be the same everywhere?
Yeah.
Why
I
should
agree.
it be changed depending on which side of the street, literally, you were on?
Well,
If you're in
there's
this
so many.
county, it's this law, but it's okay if you're over on this side of the
Yeah.
street. That's ridiculous.
I agree, Ellie, but you do have to be familiar with your localities and your state laws and at least the basics, right? If you're gonna do this, you better be armed with some info because it is ridiculous, Ellie. I fully agree with you. I don't believe that the law should be different because you're in one state or another, and one state decides that they don't like cameras, like Arizona was trying to do that 8-foot rule, which I think is absolutely asinine. I mean, what are they going to do? Take a tape measure out there
But some
make
are
sure-
10. That 2 feet could make a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Some might be 12. I mean, I find that absolutely, and excuse my language, asinine.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
find it absolutely asinine
I agree.
that different areas have different rules.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
ridiculous.
I couldn't agree with you more, Ellie. But I mean, like, I'm just saying from the perspective of the auditor or the cop watcher, you better know your shit because, I mean, one county to the next could be completely different. Like you know, I mean, it all, you don't have to worry about too much. If you're arrested, you're gonna have a lawsuit if you don't do anything, too stupid like resist arrest or any other, um, uh, type of things like that. John Denicola says Glendale, Mesa, Tucson, Phoenix, Denver, the department who attacked Karen Gardner. That's you would be talking about Loveland, John. That's their department is terrible. I've been up to Loveland, John Denicola, and they had no idea what to do with me. Um, and I have that video somewhere on the channel. You can search for it. I think I was with PTP at the time, and Bernie B was with me. But Loveland's a scary place because it's one of these tucked away, kind of out of the outskirts of Denver type departments that pretty much get away with beating the shit out of old ladies. So it's scary. Loveland is a scary little, and I know what it is. Like I went there and their what you call it, their department, their police department, the headquarters has thin blue line flags all over the fucking place, including one big one when you go like are driving into the place. So they're terrible for sure.
And
Oh,
what are the chances of him getting out today versus having to wait till tomorrow?
oh, he'll have to wait till tomorrow. They'll make sure of it. I
Is it
mean,
the
No,
Sunday?
I think he'll get out today.
I don't know. I don't know, Jen. I'm pretty sure they'll keep him till tomorrow. Because
I
that's
think
what
that
they do.
depends on where you are. I think in Denver, in California, you might, but in Denver, you wouldn't. Again, different rules. You're supposed to be able to be right in front of that magistrate, but then they say, oh, well, we got 24 hours.
Yeah, they like to keep you as long as possible, and they will keep you as long as possible. All right. Is there any? Is there more education, Jen, or is that pretty much it there?
No, that was it.
Okay. So there you have it. I mean, that's the whole thing. Loveland does suck. Howard County. I can't say. I should. I mean, it's a drive for me to get up there, and I don't have a car right now, which is why I'm able to do these type of panels right now. Colorado Springs, John. Yeah, Springs is pretty horrible too. Specifically, the Sand Creek division in Colorado Springs sucks. I mean, I'm aware of everything in the Denver metro area. Trust me, I know all. I mean, Sheridan's pretty awful. Inglewood, um, Lakewood. I mean, I frequent Lakewood quite a bit. I know how they are, and I'm not done with Lakewood. I'm I'm gonna definitely uh, be back to Lakewood as soon as I get my car, which should be anytime between now and June. I should be getting a new car here real soon, so waiting for it to come in. 48 hours to arraign a person in custody, John says. So technically, SGV. I doubt it's going to happen with SGV. He's got big enough of a following, John, that enough people are going to be calling over there to, inquire about why he's in there, and that he did nothing wrong, et cetera, et cetera. So thin blue swine. King Solomon says. I totally agree. I couldn't agree more. Um, Let me stop this screen here so we can see all of our lovely logos. I couldn't find this logo, Jen. I was trying to find that logo for the thumbnail, and all I had was, I think it was a picture of Doc. I think that you got up on your channel. I wanted that one though. But so yeah, District 6, District 4, Noel says District 6 sucks. District 6 is downtownish. That's also District 2. District 4 is pretty bad. District 5
Wouldn't it
is
be
really
easier
bad.
just to list the districts that aren't bad? Here's the
Well,
list. Ready?
what? Silence?
Okay,
Yeah.
the list is finished.
Yeah, the list is finished. I mean,
It's a
it's
big
pretty
old
bad.
party down there now.
There's certain districts that you don't hear much from. Like you don't hear much from District 1, District 3. I don't. District 3 is not great. 5 is awful, 6 is awful, 4 is awful, 2 is awful. I mean, they're pretty much all awful. I mean, that's the way that it is. All right, let's put Jenn Wow's link into the chat. Somebody, one of the mods, please. Let's get her some subs. Jen, I know you're not big on channel expansion and all that, but I think you do deserve a few more subs. So if you're not already sub to Jenn Wow, make sure you click that link that Ellie just put in there and sub up. I mean, it's not hard. It takes every bit of 2-3 seconds. I've had
And if you
people.
are already subbed, if you could put some hearts in the chat to show that we appreciate what she did,
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
thank you.
I think that would be awesome.
Subbing is not a hard thing to
Hearts
do.
for
This is
Jen.
people that you
You
that
too, Emily. You know how you always heart Jen.
yes, Jen Hart. Jen Hart always. I can't, but see, I have to do it like this way because I don't have the emojis on StreamYard, but I'll do it this way. Here.
Jen Hart.
Oh, hold on, I messed
I
up.
love the hearts for Jen. Hello, Mr. Wilson.
Liberty Blair. Welcome.
Liberty Blair.
Mr. Wilson, welcome. So yeah, honestly, guys, Jen does some amazing work with cats, and now you see she, just as a non-auditor, picks up her camera and goes and helps in the greater Los Angeles area to help in these situations if she can. So make sure you had. Make sure you click that click some likes on our videos too. That always helps too. Amagansett Press and DMA had interesting experiences with District 3. I've had experiences with all of them. No, I know every district. I mean, I know how they are. I know how. I mean, some districts are worse than others here, but that's everywhere. So all right. I think that's do we have any final thoughts? I'll start with you, Jen. Amazing job, Jen, by the way. Really.
No final thoughts. I mean, I didn't even think twice,
Yeah, right. I
Put
mean,
it on pants, luckily.
yeah. Well, and I'm glad they didn't arrest you for obstruction, Jen. I mean, you
Grab
had
the dog.
yeah.
Said, hey, this is my house. This is my way out. I'm gonna walk the dog.
There you go. There you go. Ellie, any final thoughts before we end it here?
Yes. Guys, you don't have to be an auditor. I'm not an auditor. You don't have to be, in with the in crowd or anything else to make a difference. Just do what Jen did. You see something is not right,
Film it.
pick up your camera and record it. It makes more of a difference than anything else. Think about it. The police have something against auditors all over the place. But what is their excuse when an ordinary person like me or Jen and a lot of you guys that are in chat and listening to this
And like
just
me,
pick up their camera and record it? What is their defense against that? Think of yourself as a juror. If you see somebody who doesn't have this big drama channel or anything else bringing their evidence, you never know whose life you could save. And I know that might seem a little dramatic, but it truly isn't. I mean, you saw that long gun, for goodness sakes.
Yeah. This is a good point, Ellie. I think that's a great point. It's a good way to end this stream. Like you have no idea what your camera can pick up. Like sometimes even stuff that I've even noticed in my videos, Ellie. Like I don't like looking at my videos after the fact just because I just don't. I just do what I do. But if I do happen to catch something that even K-Dot or I that I'm looking at for whatever reason, because we're doing research on something or whatever, I pick up things on my videos that I wouldn't normally pick up with my naked eye, so and it's a permanent record, right? I mean, so it's important to get this stuff on film. A lot of times people criticize us for going to these traffic stops, right? Well, you're just there interfering with the cops and what they're doing. No, we're there for a very specific reason. We're making sure that they don't beat the shit out of somebody, for one, And if there's a couple of guys with cameras, or maybe a couple women, or a group of people with cameras, they're less likely to do something shady. It's not to
Well,
say
and
that they won't.
think about that one shot that you saw where you have 5 cops there,
Yep.
SJV's in handcuffs. The cop's got the long rifle and he's walking backwards.
Yeah.
To me, if I'm a juror and I see that, I think that the police are looking at this as a hostile environment.
Right.
It's not over yet for them. It's not over. Then they didn't get their man and going off and doing that. They still think that there's more violence out there
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
doing what they just did.
Well,
A camera is the only thing that's going to show that.
yeah. Yeah. And the more cameras, the better. More angles. I mean, I always recommend. I mean, I'm not a big fan of like 12, 13, 14, 15 people showing up at the same time somewhere, Ellie. Um, but I'm a big fan of like teaming up. Like for me, it's just KDOT, right? There's not very many people I trust to go out there that know what they're doing, right? That's why I mean, KDOT and I have this trust, right? We trust each other to do the right thing. And if I need to go on across the street to get another angle, I don't need his permission. He doesn't need to tell me where to go. All this type of stuff. I mean, it's a rapport thing, right? So a lot of times KDOT will have a different angle than I go back and I'm like, KDOT, I need to look at this, or we need to exchange information or figure things out, and it's a lot easier with multiple camera angles than it is to. I mean, that's the reason why it's always important to get body cam footage too, if necessary, because I mean, for one, you're going to know if they're hiding something because it'll be redacted, and two, if you happen to get their perspective as well, I mean, that's a different camera angle, and it can show you a lot.
I know
Um,
SGV and them. I think they were running at least 3 or 4 cameras I seen on
yeah,
their thing
yeah.
alone.
I think he has a body cam on his um
A
on his
360.
computer.
I know they have 360 too.
This
And
isn't
it
hot
seems
tub.
the consensus in chat
Yeah,
is that you're trying to turn this into a hot
hot
tub.
tub. I know.
You
I
cannot
said
say the word
naked.
naked.
I know. I said. I don't remember saying naked, but apparently I did. Yeah, we do not recommend people calling the West Valley Detention Center at 909-708-8371. So just
Unless you have a question. If you
yeah.
want to ask a question, maybe do a welfare check on SJV, because I mean, it looked like they were still pretty hemped up, those cops with their little rifles and working backwards. So if
Yeah.
you have a question about the charges or how they came up with it, those would be the people that you could call and maybe ask.
Or maybe, are there officers on drugs? Do they do drug testing? Stuff like that. Because that was kind of weird behavior. Getting your gun out for a camera is to me, that's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, and Keeper says, or a Yelp review. And again, I'm not telling anybody to do that, but if Keeper or anybody else wants to do that, you do have the right, if you want to do a Yelp or a Google review, to maybe ask the pastor of the church or minister, whoever is running it, why they would do such a thing. I can't stop you if that's what you
Yeah.
want to do. If
Yep.
you want to maybe not call, but put your thoughts and maybe ask them or how forgiving they really are, or more about their religion, you're more than welcome to. If you want to ask if they generally cast stones in a glass house, especially the house of
Here-
the Lord,
Here's a question for
you're
you
welcome
guys.
to ask those questions.
Here's a question for you guys. Okay, the only charge I saw was obstruction, right? A police officer cannot be a complainant.
That's all they said.
They can't be a complainant. So how is, I mean, that charge wouldn't even stand on its own, right?
Well,
It
maybe
was
maybe it's an obstruction against the Lord. Now, then I would have a question about that, because is it your Lord, my Lord, Jen's Lord, Keeper's Lord? I mean, everybody could have a different Lord.
Yeah.
My Lord was okay with it.
Yeah. Matthew says, don't call 909-708-8371 now. Don't do that. And John says, don't forget to not ask if the officers have heard of
No, it
Penal
doesn't say
Code
no. It says don't
148G.
forget to ask if officers have heard of Penal Code 148G on recording.
Yeah.
Now, that's a good question. So, I appreciate that, John. I mean, if you have a question about that, I don't know the answer. So you would probably have to call that 909-708-8371 number. I mean, I can't give you that answer. I don't think
Right.
MLA can, and I don't think
Right.
Jen can. So those would be the people to ask.
The arrest was the punishment. They know it won't stand. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Unindoctrinated, and I'm fully expecting to get arrested at some point in my cop watching career. And I told KDOT this too. Even though neither of us do anything to break the law, there's going to be a time when they arrest us. It's just being
But don't
prepared.
worry, if that happens, Bernie said she would still have hot tub.
Yeah, she'll have hot tub with everybody else. It's just not including me. No, I'm prepared. And there is a difference, like you say, Ellie, between being prepared and being.
Wait, hold on. Keeper just said everyone's walking into the detention center. Whose channel?
Whose channel, Keeper?
Riverside's.
Riverside. All right, let's
Bring
go
that
to
up for a
Riverside.
second
Let's
so
take a
we
quick-
can see how
let's,
they're
uh,
addressing. And again, I
Well,
guess you could
everybody
go
was down
too.
there.
I'm not telling anybody to go, but I mean, I guess if you wanted to go, you could.
Well-
Because they might not answer the phone. So, I mean, that would be a good way, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're not.
Sometimes you got to go to the source.
They're inside. It looks like.
Can we share the screen?
Oh, is it not shared? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Let's share the screen. That would help.
I don't know if
Howard
it's on
said, sorry,
Riverside.
busy,
Look it
not
up if you
calling
want
at the
to.
moment. Be right back.
There.
It's a little choppy. It looks like Yubi's there too.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yubi.
Jen, are you heading down there? Are you gonna?
No, I'm at home.
Okay, you're at home. You're like bad view on Yubi.
It's hot out there.
Riverside's not much better. See, this is another thing. Anytime you go into police headquarters, a lot of times the signal's kind of jammed, or they limit the.
That's done intentionally.
It is done intentionally. I've proven that at Aurora, Ellie. There's certain spots, like right up, the window where Cover Up Douglas is, right there,
Right.
Ellie. If I walk to that window, then there's no signal. If I take a couple steps back, there's signal. It's
So I have
really
a
weird.
feeling that this is going to postpone their being released, though.
What? Just them being there?
I think so.
Why? Why should that post? I mean, if anything, they'd want.
Because people are inquiring and care, and that seems to bother them.
Well, I mean, good luck with it, because SGV's got what, like 100 billion subscribers. So
I'll be honest. I like I said in the beginning of this, and if I offend anybody, I'm sorry, but I personally wouldn't do what SGV did. Let people practice whatever religion. But on the other hand, what happened after that, if I was in that area, I would absolutely go, because you can't say this person has rights, because they are a massed organization sanctioned by the government called the state of religion. But then this person who is not a member of this organization / church, whatever you want to call it, doesn't have that right. I don't agree with that.
Matthew says, for your information, dispatch hung up on me if I ask, do your officers normally go hands-on when there's no RAS of an actual crime? Quit badgering them, Matthew. What's
Matthew,
wrong with you?
how could you ask that question?
Why would you ask that, Matthew? How dare
And
you
you're right,
ask a very valid question?
non-taxed.
Non-tax. See, that's the thing. Like, if they were taxed, that'd be a whole different animal, right? But they're not fucking taxed, and that drives me nuts. And that goes for any of them.
Which
That
is
goes for
exactly
synagogues.
why they say church and state should be separate. But then you put "In God We Trust" on every bill. And again, I
know.
believe in God, so I'm not saying that I don't. But that's the connection. So, see, if government doesn't want to pay tax, they get to have that state of address like a religion. And that's what they do. So maybe if we all started our own, like the Church of Jenn Wow, the Church of MLH, the
Right.
Church of Ellie, can I get my non-tax ID number, please.
Well,
So we're
I
gonna,
know,
I'm gonna sanction everybody can have their own religion and their own faith undoctrinated. She's gonna have, the First United Undoctrinated Church. That's gonna be her. Howard County Observer of Faith.
yeah. Okay.
Everybody can have their own. Keeper of the List of Lords. He's
Lord's
gonna have
Prayer
his own
before the
church.
national anthem. Well, keeper, which Lord? That's that's the problem. Like, which Lord are we talking about?
Is non-denominational Lord.
Vishnu? Are we talking Buddha? Are we talking Jesus? Are we talking which one?
Oh, Howard County just said on hold while not calling. Had to make that clear.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, Howard County. Good job.
Liberty Blair said some people don't believe in God. They have that right to. Absolutely, they do.
100.
Maybe it's not God, but maybe it's the holy solar system.
Well, I know
the
like,
Liberty. You're going to have the first Church of Liberty Holy Solar System, and that should be yours. And we'll give you a tax ID number,
right?
So everybody can get it in a tax exempt number. Have your own church, and your family as your members. And listen, in my church, my fur babies count as my parishioners, so I would like that too, because listen, their care is not cheap, Yes, Liberty, you get the solar system. There's nothing wrong with that.
You know what? John DeNicola brings up a good point. He says the original Pledge of Allegiance didn't have under God in it until the 60s.
Yes, but funny how they say that, but then church and religion is separate. That's what I mean. It's not really. It's just
really
a branch off.
Yeah.
So if you can't get away with it in government, then you have your military, and you can't get away with it there. So then you have your police, and you can't get it there. So then you start a church. So listen, if you can't beat them, join them. Everybody have that. SJV can have, the First Methodist Taser.
I was going to say he should have the first taser religion because he carries the taser.
Everybody can have their own, and in his, some people use a veil or something, and he has the holy sword that is a taser that he puts in there. So what's wrong with that?
The holy symbol is the taser, Ellie. Daily Donkey Salty Dab says God is acronym for gold, oil, diamonds.
Well, listen, and you, Daily Donkey, you're going to be the church of shiny things. So you have your golds, you got your silver, you got your oils, because that's shiny. So you're going to have the shiny things. I mean, everybody's going to have their own.
Ajah just dropped on by. What would Ajah?
Ajah, hello, Ajah. Let's see what she can have.
Sexy hats, the Church of Sexy Hats, because she's got
so she can be the Church of Sexy Hats.
Yeah, she's got the sexy cowboy hat going on there. So there you go.
And listen, if you're lost and you're not sure, and you want to just be like a franchise of another church, you can have. Let me see. You can have the First United Cameras Church.
Yeah.
And if you want to open your franchise we can do the First Holy Cameras Church. And if you want to be a member of that, then you can be a member of that. You can franchise it out and have your own tax ID number. I mean, listen, there's no law that says that you have to have a church that has been around for any length of time, that you can't start new, that churches had to be, indoctrinated by a certain period of time. So I know it's 2023. This is the year of the up and coming new churches.
Yeah.
So everybody start a new church. Everybody.
Yeah. Matthew the King says, "Brilliant, Ellie. Religion lawsuits payouts are way bigger than camera discrimination lawsuits."
Yeah. So listen, if you're going to do that, and listen, I'll have my little paraphernalia, your little cards that say, pray to the holy solar system for Liberty Blair, or play to the goddess of hats. There's no reason why Ajah can't be the goddess of hats.
Right.
And if she wants to have a church for that, then there's no reason why she can't.
Well, I think Ash should do his holy symbol should be like a golden maple leaf, because he's up in Canada.
No, but
So-
you don't. No, because you don't want to. You don't want to steal any other symbols. You can come up with your own.
Well, that's why it's
But
gold. That's why it's
well,
gold.
look, and Dr. Renee said if Scientology can get tax exempt status,
Yep,
we
we
all
all
should
should
be
be
able
able
to.
to. Yeah, I agree.
100%.
Yeah.
And listen, if you're a homeowner, that should be your temple. So
Yeah.
then maybe you don't have to pay any school tax or property tax or anything because that is your temple of worship. And listen, as long as your family comes once a week to do your little prayer, then you're good.
Yeah. We should come up with an auditor prayer. Make an auditing religion, and then everybody that does cop watching and auditing could have tax exempt status.
And you should. I mean, listen, if you want to be, the United Samsung camera division of, whatever, you can do that. You can come up with any church you want. There's no limit to your name. And just think of the benefits when you go out shopping and don't have to pay any tax because you're just trying to better your temple.
Oh,
And
apparently
you
they're
need to
yelling.
become one with your temple.
Hold on.
So
Let me
listen.
see. Hold on, Ellie. Apparently they're yelling. Hold on.
Gotta wait for the right one,
All right. I didn't hear any yelling, so we'll go back to the church discussion. Yeah, if
And
Liberty
you
says
don't have to meet on a Sunday. Listen, why don't we be a little different? And the Solar System Church for Liberty Blair, that's going to be on Tuesdays.
no,
Okay.
I think we should do that on Friday because we could all have like beers.
Listen, everybody can pick their own.
Yeah.
Everybody can pick their own.
Worship of the bowl, Hebrew
The
says.
Jenn Wow cats services. They're going to be held on Mondays.
Okay.
If you want to join that one.
Ash says Canadian Church of the Camera. There you go, Ash. Why not? I really think your holy symbol should be a golden maple leaf, though. I mean, it's got to be, right? Howard County says party time on Fridays, right?
And
Fridays
Keeper
and
says,
Saturdays,
because you
am I right?
can drop something on the plate, and you can listen. You can be self-sufficient within your own church. There's no reason why you can't. It doesn't say that you have to have a certain amount of members, but listen. For mine, I'm going to be the Holy Church of fur babies, and I already have those two plus me and my husband, so we're 4. We're growing fast.
Matthew says, join the Church of Unlimited Public Photography, COUPF.org. Join now.
See, there you go.
That's the spirit, everybody.
Matthew says everybody's doing it.
Liberty says, yeah, Friday beers instead of wine, and you get your own cup.
See?
I like this, man. We're starting a movement here on the MLA channel.
Everybody's going to create their own. And, you can work together with others. I mean, I've seen Catholics and Protestants work together. Right. So, we can work together too to help keep, our other churches going. And you don't know who's going to want to join you. I mean, I think Liberty Blair is going to get a lot. Think about the solar system. I mean, that's a lot.
I mean, I think this Friday beer thing is actually pretty awesome. I'm not a big drinker, but man, beer sounds really good to me right now. And I actually just bought some beer, so I think I'm gonna
see now. And I'm not beer, and I'm not wine. I'm not a big drinker, but see, in my Church of the Holy Fur Babies, we're going to do margaritas because it's the salt of the earth.
Oh, I love
Get
that.
it?
Idea.
The salt the rim. That's what we're going to do in my church. We're going to salt the rim of the shot glass, and we're going to do little margaritas.
We'll do little mini margarita shots. How about that? That'd be pretty badass. I'm down for that. I like margaritas. Why not? We smoke joints on Sunday and try to make freestyle raps. Okay, I'm down with that, Matthew. Let's see. I'll start. Matthew the King in the house. He's bigger than a big fat mouse. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying, Matthew. I'm trying. I mean that was freestyle right there. That just gives you a little preview of my power.
And everybody needs to think outside the box. You can't beat them, join them. So I want you guys to all follow in the example that your government gave you. They're giving you the answer. So follow with them.
Right. Everybody has their own. We should do a religion of boxes. Speaking of outside the box, we could call it the outside the box religion. And everybody has to wear like a box. And like part of the ritual is you take a box as you enter a house, take the box off. So you're out of the box. That would be cool.
Or you could put up a little camera sign on the outside of your house to let everybody know that that's your temple. It's now a new church, whatever your little symbol's going to be. You know, King Solomon's got the beer going.
Howard County says, I'll start calling my dog Nemo a camera, a deity. Why not? Go for it. Let's do it.
No. We're not going to steal any other church's members, Liberty. We are just going to open up to people who maybe can't get to a specific church. It could be 5 miles away. Now you have another faith following that you can follow closer to home. And
Oh.
isn't that kind that you can invite your neighbors over? So if you have a little picnic, you just mention, your little things, and I'm sure that they'll be fine.
Fab Daddy is not wearing or he's wearing shorts and no shirt, 85 degrees, so he could start the nudity.
Yes, Fab Daddy's going to be the first nudity holy grail church, and that's Fab Daddy. So if you want to be able to go out in your birthday suit, Fab Daddy is the franchise that you want to look into.
Yeah.
And listen, there's no reason why churches can't be franchised. They are. They're all over the place. Because think about it, every Catholic church that's around here has to send a portion of theirs to Rome, right?
Well,
so they're just a spin-off.
I think you should send a portion of it to the MLH channel because this is where we came up with the idea.
No. Everybody's got to get their own tax break. I'm sorry, but we cannot do that. You have to have your own tax break. So if somebody gives you something into the church, that's fine. Listen, you might be sponsored by, the gifting. What do we want to call this? The gifting grant from PayPal and Cash App.
Right. There you go.
So why should you pay taxes on that if they're just sponsoring your church?
Unindoctrinated says Church of the Double Nipples.
There you go.
I like it. I like that. Unindoctrinated. King Solomon says Church of King Solomon here to welcome y'all again.
No. The Church of the Hot Tub belongs to Bernie B.
Yeah, the Church of Hot Tub.
Yeah, she belongs to that. And that's cool. And listen, here's the thing: you don't have to just go to one church. You can help sponsor them all.
Right.
And when you sponsor, those ties are not taxed. So you give, they give, everybody gives. It's giving.
No pineapple on pizza church. The book scripture is on page 1 sentence. One sentence.
One sentence. There you go.
Yeah, so the church of no pineapple, although I do like pineapple on pizza, Keeper. I know that's unpopular, but it has to have the ham with it. Otherwise, I don't like it. Ham and pineapple like the Hawaiian pizza.
Liberty wants to join the hot tub church.
Okay. All right. You're the first member, Liberty. I'll have to talk to Bernie B about it, though, because it's her church.
It's the first Soak and Suts hot tub church, just so you know.
Yeah. Clothing optional, type thing.
But maybe your franchise is run a little different and you decide that, you have to have some drawers on in yours.
Maybe the bikini church or something,
everything spins off from something else. I mean,
right.
Before, when a religion first came out, there was one religion and then it just kind of spread and then people seem to stop. Well, I say don't stop. Don't stop. Everybody create their own.
John DeNicola says, I'm in between on the double nipple church. Just saying. Even though Bernie isn't here, she's with us in spirit. Howard County says she definitely is.
See, and John can join the double nipple church too. I mean, There's no reason why he can't. Right. You can belong to anything you want, but the thing is, you have to remember that you are responsible for your own temple. So at the end of the day, you need to get that tax ID number because that tax ID number is going to make sure you pay no taxes on anything. It's amazing.
Keeper says, MLH, go to the First Fruit Pizza Church then, since I like pineapple on pizza. I'm like, okay, right.
Oh, Fab Daddy says his church is private. Nobody's welcome.
Oh, Fab Daddy, come on now. Your church would be pretty badass, man.
But Ajot said they don't even want you there, Fab Daddy. So Fab Daddy's church has members 0.
Yeah, 0 minus 0. I'm not invited to Fab Daddy's church. My feet.
The L. Ron Hubbard energy.
All right, man. That's a good way to end this. To summarize here for everybody out there, SGV and PLA were arrested for the crime of having a camera. The official charge, I guess, so far as what we can tell, is obstruction, which is a secondary offense. I'm surprised they even pulled that out of their ass. But whatever. I mean, they're arrested. They're currently being held at the detention center here. Nobody call the number that's been presented in chat and ask questions.
You mean that 909-708-8371 number?
Yes, that one. Nobody call that number.
Okay.
At all.
Unless you have a question. Like I said, I mean, if you have a question, we can't tell you not to. I mean, if it's important and you want to, or maybe the pastor of your church wants to know.
Wait,
I don't know. Maybe you want to call the pastor of the church that called the cops to begin with.
right.
Who am I to stop you? My church rules say do whatever you need.
Howard County said hindering an investigation. By what? Standing there with the camera? I mean, that's an absurd fucking trial.
He was hindering the investigation on himself.
So
then they forced him to take you have the right to remain silent.
Right.
They forced him.
Yeah, I love pineapple. King Solomon says. I
love pineapple too.
I like the pineapple on pizza. It has to have the ham though. Like that, I have to have that sweet and savory, stuff together. But all right, that's gonna do it, guys. Get your cameras out, record. It's always a proper thing to do. I mean,
and get your house in order, whatever that temple name or church should be.
Right. The Fifth Amendment doesn't exist in California, apparently. John DeNicola says. Yeah. I would agree. I mean, how does a camera hinder? That's crazy. Well, look, Howard County, we know how this is going to end, right? They're going to drop the charges, and then obviously SGV is going to file a lawsuit. That's how it works. I mean, KDOT has got a lawsuit, very similar lawsuit. He was arrested, and they dropped the charges, and now he's suing, and they're going to pay out the nose. I mean, that's just how it goes. I mean, they're not going to learn their lesson. I think the closest is going to be here in Colorado, where they no longer have qualified immunity, and you can go straight for the officer, which is what KDOT is doing. So until qualified immunity is gone federally, it's not really going to change. We'll see how things start changing here in Denver, in the Denver area, because of lawsuits like what KDOT's got going on. No qualified immunity. But Howard County, no doubt he's going to file. I mean, are you kidding me, Howard County? I mean, this is SGV's shtick. I mean, this is what he does. He gets out there, does the hard work. I don't agree with a lot of his tactics, but whether or not I agree doesn't mean it's against the law, right? And it's definitely not against the law. So, I'm with the no pineapple on pizza club. Really, Howard County? Like, with ham, it's really good, I think. I mean, I like it, man. We just had pizza not too long ago. I should have did that. I should have got a Hawaiian, whatever.
And don't forget to add in like chapels and mosques and parishes and sanctuaries and shrines and synagogues and temples and abbeys. I mean, everything and anything that you can think of for the name of your church. You're not limited, just so you know.
Right. Polyglox is apparently. Let me take a look at Polyglox. Take a look. Let's take a quick peek before we leave here at Polyglox. Entering apparently. Oh no, not yet. He doesn't have a live going. But I highly recommend people subscribe to Polyglox as well. So.
Oh, absolutely, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Try Hawaiian pizza plus jalapenos. That's good too, Matthew. I like that. I like that little bit of spiciness with the sweet and the savory. It's good. It's a good combo for sure. Okay, Jen, thank you so much for picking up your camera and doing that for SJV. You know
SGV.
SGV.
SPV, yeah.
Yeah, I always screw that
You
up.
are a superstar, Jen. You really are.
She is. Everybody sub to Jen. She deserves the boost and I've gotten some people like John Eagle. I don't know if you guys know who John Eagle is. I got him to 500, Ellie. You know how many
Yes.
John Eagle is up to now?
No.
40,000 subscribers. I think
Wow.
he's almost at 50 now, actually. So it starts like that, you know? I mean, it just is. Fab Daddy says pizza's like sex. Even if it's bad, it's good. I don't know, but I've had some. Never mind. I'm not even. This is not a hot tub, Fab Daddy.
Cops are at look on Riverside's.
Riverside.
There's
Okay,
options
hold on.
out.
Let's take a look at Riverside's. I thought Riverside ended his stream. What's
No,
going
they
on?
got cops.
The cops are there?
Conversation.
All right, hold on. There's commercial. 5 seconds. Take a quick look at Riverside's before we end here. Oh, look at this. These are the sheriffs.
Well, we can't see. You're not sharing.
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Sharing is caring.
I know. Sorry. There we go.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that. Holy shit. I mean, what are they there for? Wow. They got 3 pieces of shit sheriffs, part of the gang unit of sheriffs in LA, standing in front of all these auditors. What is the purpose of that? Was it because of the yelling? Sheriff's telling them to leave. They don't have to leave. Oh, this is good. Should we continue watching this?
I'm interested.
Yeah, I am too. Hold on. There could be some shit going down here. Hold on.
Hey, brother, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The problem ain't with you, bro. The problem ain't with you. These terrorist people like me and you. Okay, but you see,
Hey, we're not blocking anybody. We're not blocking anybody, bro.
if you watch the videos, you're gonna see us with the people. If you really about it, you're gonna
Oh, they're claiming that they're blocking people. Well, it looks like to me that these guys are blocking the camera.
And we don't do stuff like that to record them to make sure they don't violate our people's rights.
Exactly. So just stop. Just stop. You're on camera on their cameras too. Tell them something about that. Tell them something about that.
Well, this is a good point. I don't know who just said that, if that was
Well,
Paulie or somebody.
Riverside.
Riverside. Riverside just pointed out something really, really good. They were complaining about being on camera, right? This police station has several cameras. Why aren't they complaining about that?
We have audio recording.
Yeah, so this conversation. You guys heard this. So the next.
Oh, wait, did he just say you can't even have a conversation?
Right.
I hope that people come and visit their families. Because I know what it is.
Hold on a second here. Isn't California a one-party state?
No, it's a 2-party.
Is it 2-party? Okay, never mind.
We have still right to go back in and don't mind us. We're not even bothering. If you ask anybody, you guys don't bother nobody. But that's their tactic, bro. They're trying to get the people against us. You see what it is? They're trying to manipulate the situation.
Yeah.
But that 2-party is when you're recording a conversation or when you're not in a public place and you're in a place that is expected to be private.
Right.
There's nothing expected to be private inside a detention center.
No. There's no expectation of privacy in here. Let me put the audio back on. Sorry, guys. Let's listen in a little while longer.
They're bootlickers. They're bootlickers, dog. They're bootlickers. That's all it is.
Are you guys the city's police or you guys law enforcement officers?
You guys feeling police or law enforcement?
Thank you.
Don't enforce your feelings, man. Don't enforce other people's feelings. Enforce the law. There's a public lobby.
Good point. Public lobby.
And this is to bring awareness to the people to record everything because you guys can't even afford body cams.
Just what we were talking about. Record everything.
So
He
whenever
just
you
said.
guys illegally beat someone, illegally kill someone, it's not going to be recorded because you guys can't afford body cams. Yet the U.S. funds law enforcement by 60% of our taxes.
Why does he have his hand on his gun? Here, look at this, guys. You see this guy on the right? Why does he have his hand on his gun?
Something about it, man. That's what we're here for.
That's not me. It's just the audio is kind of going in and out, guys.
More people are gonna show up. The longer we're gonna be here.
South Central Audits has a better feed.
Which one?
South Central Audits.
All right, let's go to South Central Audits. Give them some love. South Central Audits. I don't think I'm subbed to that one. Should I be, Jen? Let's sub to South Central Audits. All right. Oh, this is a much better feed. But look at this guy on the right. Why does he have his hand on the?
Oh,
We know.
hold on. Let me see this, Wally. Blue eyes open up real quick, huh? What's his name?
That's what cost the
What's
taxpayers.
his name?
Jared.
My boy Jared. That's Jared, guy.
He gets 88,000. That was for 2021. But then with benefits,
does he get for a black guy? Does he get?
well, overtime was 7.
Hey, that one got red, dog. That one got red. Low key, you got red.
It's like if you guys can't control your feelings, then maybe you guys shouldn't be cops.
Facts.
He's about the law, not your feelings.
I don't think these guys should be cops anyways. They're out here in a public library trying to intimidate people with cameras. Makes zero sense. Zero sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm saying that's why
Yeah.
por eso tiene más
He's
galán.
Brian. 140 for it.
Who, Brian?
Cost the taxpayers. His salary is actually 87.
What up, Brian? Brian. It's my boy Brian right there.
Ryan and Jared.
Ryan and Jared. That's the man. That's
Why you guys by your first name? Ryan and Jared.
yeah.
Why are they even there? Can anybody answer me this? Why are they there? Like, what are they there to do, other than to intimidate? Can anybody tell me in chat? Anybody like at all? Like, what is the reason that they're out here? Because they're not doing anything.
Because the guards in the detention center are scared.
Scared of what?
They're scared of the cameras. They're scared.
They're scared that they're going to be on. They're
welcome,
scared that
Howard
they're
Cannon.
going to get more attention than they have in there. Oh, hold on, something's going on here. Hold on.
You guys want to see that? Hey, why'd you have to step over there and make the call? Make it right there. You're right, I did. That was my choice. Oh, little bitch, that one.
You're a little bitch, he said.
Look at them all with the same haircuts.
All the same haircut, always the
Same
buzz
little
cut, mud.
costume.
Yep, same costume, same haircuts. I bet you they all have tattoos underneath those long sleeve shirts. At
Why is
least
he
one of
walking
these.
back and forth? Is he on medication? Should he be
That's a good
having those
question.
weapons?
That's a good question. I always wondered, okay, so these are. I'm gonna bring up something here. These are 3 white sheriffs, right? Deputies, whatever they are. I guarantee one of them has some naughty tattoos. And what I mean by naughty is like white supremacy tattoos, either a swastika or an eagle, or something to signify their allegiance to the white supremacy movement.
Oh, what's the sheriff saying?
I don't know.
I want to answer to the public. Go work at McDonald's. Listen, take that uniform out, go work at McDonald's. You don't want to answer no questions. Got it?
Look how fast he's swallowing. He's nervous.
There you go. There you go.
McDonald's is a more honorable position than what they hold.
Yeah, they
You
work
see how
hard
you're
at
answering now?
McDonald's.
You answering. You're gonna answer.
You want to know why it makes you nervous? Because the numbers show that black and brown people make you guys nervous or something. Yeah, that's the reality of it. That's the reality.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys cannot absolutely do nothing.
Yeah, what service is South Central using?
Why me? I didn't do nothing.
There's a lot of confusion going on here, guys, and I don't know what's going on here. Look, this whole side shut their windows for cameras. It's weird.
And all of this because a guy had a difference of opinion on religion and had his camera to record.
Yeah. They're not at the library, they're at the police station. Yeah, I know. I know, transparency time. Why does it always have to come down to race? Look, it always does.
This is my resting stand.
But I don't understand. Look,
Guys,
what's going on here?
now shot check.
No, sweater.
Yep, sweater. Sweater, you gotta get the sweater, guys. Shoe check.
Shoe check.
Oh, shoe check.
Oh, yeah.
Sock check.
Oh, yeah.
Always
Those are
fresh.
sick. Oh, those are
Shoe
sweet
check.
thick shoes right there. Those are the old school Jordans.
So South Central will have the Church of Shoes.
I think we should have the Church of Nike. Why not?
Boy, some Pumas.
Thick.
My boy always got
You already know, dog. I always got the same one. So you got it like 5 times.
My boy, those are running shoes. Those are running shoes.
Anybody notice they still have the 6 feet apart things on the floor?
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, that Biden said that there's no more COVID.
Yeah, the
COVID's
pandemic's over.
So take these fucking 6 feet things out, right? I mean, be the kosher thing to do. Don't get too close to those
Yeah,
guys.
but see, that benefits them to keep them there.
They're all about 140.
Oh, damn. So that's 300,000 a
Sick.
year right here to wait.
Yeah, these guys are getting
Be security.
$100,000 just to stand there and do nothing. I mean, this is what your taxpayers are going to, California, right here. These fucking idiots with tasers and guns. Look, all this equipment, all this money just standing around doing nothing, doing absolutely nothing. Hundreds of thousands of dollars just standing around doing nothing. That's what we pay for, right there. You know, and then when you bring up the tax thing to them, they always say, well, we pay taxes too. Yeah, but the difference is you get yours back next week. I don't get mine back. You know?
For all 3 of them?
That's what costs the taxpayer.
These guys look like the 3 fucking stooges, man.
Between all you combined together is $420,000 a year, dog. Between all you 3 jackasses. Damn.
427,000
to be security.
No, wait. Let them tell the people how long it took you guys to become sheriff. Sheriff Day.
They work right here all their life.
Yeah.
All their life is still here.
How long has it been?
You've been in here in the citizen for 4 years? You're fucking trash. Trash. What about you?
I don't think it's reduced, Keeper. I think it's at the same levels. They're just the businesses just dictate that it's over.
Sock check. Hey, people want to see your socks, man. You got to buy expensive socks or cheap socks. They want to see where the tax dollars are buying either cheap socks or good socks. My boy got high waters, so I know he got the high socks.
He got the Blue Lives Matter socks for sure.
For sure, he got the high waters. Those are high water like a mother. Look at them.
Church of Sock Check, King Solomon says. I like that. The Church of Socks. Okay, I think we're good. I don't think anything. I mean, but the point is proven, right? These guys are standing around doing nothing, making $1 gazillion a year. I mean, it's just like the idiot over at Aurora. He's making, the sergeant over there is making $142,000 base pay. Actually, I'm sorry, $141,000. I was corrected by KDOT. You know, he's like, we got to be accurate. So, $141,000 a year to sit at a desk and do pretty much nothing all day. You know, I mean, that's what it. I mean, it is what it is. Look, this is $400,000 of California tax money standing. And look, what is he doing? This makes me believe that they are super nervous when they put their hands on their guns like this. I used to think it was an intimidation tactic. It's not an intimidation tactic. This is just because they're scared. They literally are afraid of anything. Their shadow.
Well, I think it's a tick. It's that nervous tick.
Yeah.
And, you know, God knows when they take that tick too far.
Nunya MF Business. I missed whose videos this is, and I can't see very well to read it. I want to watch the entire video. Go to SGV.
Well, this is on South Central, and I put that link in the chat, but I'll put it for you again. Give me one
this
second.
is South Central. So for those that joined late, I know we're kind of going overtime here, and I'm going to have to leave here real soon anyways. But SGV was arrested along with PLA for the crime of having a camera. Check out the video. You can check. I mean, it's up on his channel right now. If you want even further context, make sure you check out Jenn Wow's video, who ended up showing up at the scene and calling him out on bullshit and educating a member of the public who, for some reason, didn't understand. I mean, he thought that the SJV was being arrested for something just, and Jenn Wow put him in his place pretty much. So make sure you check out that video, Nanya, and sub to Jenn Wow as well. I don't have to pee, keeper. I have to eat though, and I am really hungry, and I can tell my blood. I'm not a diabetic or anything, but I can tell my blood sugar is like going whack, so I do need to eat. But there you go. Make sure you check out Jenn's channel, subscribe. One final thought, Jenn. Any other final words?
No, I'm good.
Jenn's like, I'm out. Ellie, any final thoughts? Did we lose Ellie? Ellie's not paying attention.
Hold on a second.
Oh, okay. Oh, later, King Solomon. Nice to have you here. Welcome.
I'm waiting for my babies to get their snake, their toy from Amazon.
Oh, there you go. So my
Okay,
final
I had
thought-
to put Nunya's link in because I really like her channel name.
Yeah,
So
Nanya, my fucking business.
So sub to Nunya because she's just starting her channel. She only has 13 subs with 3 vids, but I think that's a really cool channel name. So let's get her. And she's new here. I haven't seen her before. So welcome, Nunya.
I've seen Nanya a couple times. Welcome back, Nanya. Second arrest, hands on weapons. Was your last time you wore a weapon on hip? Really? Okay. Second nature, he says. I guess I wouldn't do that, but all right. I mean, okay. All right, Ellie, any final thoughts?
Just remember, everybody can make a difference. Just record what you see and be there for each other and stay safe.
Yep. I'm going to be doing more of these panels for the foreseeable future until I get my new car. Then I'll be back on the road doing cop watches and all kinds of stuff. I'm just kind of grounded at the moment. All right, and that's about it, guys. Stay safe out there while you're doing these things. If you're new to cop watching, or you're just curious and you want to record, just stay back a little bit. Jenn did a perfect job. If you want a good example of that, look at Jenn's video today, and that'll give you a good distance protocol for beginners. Learn your local laws, your state laws, and that way you're always in the right and never in the wrong. Be kind to yourself. If you guys are having trouble with your own mental health, make sure you reach out to somebody that you know, love, and trust. And in lieu of that, my email is mexicanlonghair@gmail.com. Not a psychiatrist, psychologist, or a counselor, but I do listen, and sometimes that's all that matters. If by chance I don't get back to you in a timely fashion, just remember, somebody out there thinks you're their favorite. Hold on to that thought. It could save your life. There is a national 3-digit hotline that you can call, 988, that you can get in touch with a professional if you need a professional, or you can text that 988, and they also text message with you instead. If you're a little too skittish to talk to somebody, that'll give you a way to communicate without talking. And there's also mentalhealthchat.org. If you just want to type on your computer instead of your phone, there's a myriad of options. Just look for them. We want you guys around for the next video. Anything else, ladies?
Nope. Just stay safe, guys. Love you.
All right. Enjoy this outro music.